Thanks for being here. Thanks for hanging out with me tonight. Hope that you had a fantastic day. K Dub 5720, what's happening? Let me know where you're checking in from. Give a shout out to your hometown, your community, your country, wherever you may be. Just give a little shout out so I can know where you're from. Schwartz Gold Farm, what's happening? Lauren Summer Bomber, what's up? So good to see everybody. Glad that you are here. Invite some other people. Blessings to you as well. Thanks so much for being here. Ashton, Miss Penny, Everlasting. Now, just shouting out everybody, as many people as I can, because I want you to know that I recognize you. I see you. Portsmouth, Virginia. That's what's up. Thanks for being here. I'm going to talk a few minutes tonight about discovering purpose. So if you are a person that you've been thinking about purpose and wanting to live a meaningful life tonight, I think tonight's going to be a good night for it. It is March 1st. For me, this is an exciting time because it is the kickoff to my birthday month. And so that means today is day one of celebrating, and I'm excited. So you're going to see me be excited because I believe that March is my time to be excited even more than normal. I am a person that celebrates my birthday. I enjoy my birthday. My birthday is on March the 15th. And so I think that it was perfectly strategized that it's in the middle of the month. So I take the first 14 days and I build up to the crescendo, which is March 15th. And then I have to wind it on down for the rest of the month. So I make it a month-long celebration. That being said, tonight let's talk about purpose, because birthday month for me, birthday time for me, is always a time of reflection. It's a time for me to think about what I've accomplished in life, what I've accomplished in the past year, number of lives that I've impacted, the impact, the importance, and the substance of the impact that I've had on lives. And I evaluate all of that because I think time is just so precious. We don't know how much time we have. So from year to year, to be able to celebrate a birthday, for me, is a big deal because it's not guaranteed. But it's not just about accumulating years. I want to know that my life has had meaning from year to year, that I have done something of significance. I have made an impact on someone's life, that I've lived with purpose, and that my purpose is being shared with someone else. So things such as starting a podcast or writing a book or having coaching sessions and doing consulting, all of that for me is me using what I have in this life and trying to make a difference, making a deposit in someone's life. And so I want to show you something. Hopefully this makes an impact on your life. Here I have, you see all these things here, right? You see all this, okay? You know what this is? These are seeds. These are seeds. And you might be thinking, big deal. I want you to see these seeds because they're in their packages and they're here in the house, and it's warm and it's cozy and it's comfortable. And you know what I know about these seeds in this house, in these bags, in these packages? They will never fulfill their purpose. Never. They will never become what they could become because they're in a comfortable place in these packages, concealed and in the house. They're never going to become these seeds will never become the radishes can become. The peas will never become peas. The spinach will never become spinach. Why? Because they're sitting here in a package and they are not in the right environment. They're in a comfortable place, but they're not in a place that's going to produce some life. This will never become. And so tonight, let's just talk about discovering purpose. In order to discover purpose, let's just keep this simple. We're going to hit on one thing. In order to discover purpose, we must first realize that we have to take ourselves out of the container and the package that we have placed ourselves in. There's something more available for your life. But by way of conversation, by way of ideas that we've constructed, we can develop a package, right? I had these watermelon seeds from the watermelons that I grew last year. And I put them in this bag and I said, okay, next year, look at all these seeds. I can plant them. Okay. I don't really know if I'm going to plant this many watermelon because it would just take over the whole field. I'm not trying to grow it like a watermelon patch, but I probably take a few and I want to see if I can take what's here in the form of seed and cultivate it into new life. See, I put them in this bag. They were outside and then they grew and then they were part of a watermelon and I wanted to eat the watermelon. So I ate the watermelons, but I saved the seeds. The watermelon, that's the experience. I had the experience with the watermelon, but then I also saved the seed, which meant there is potential for a greater experience. See, sometimes we look at our lives and we think we've been through something and we think it's too much, and we take that experience and the seed of the experience, we put it in the bag and we think, I'll never become anything more because now I'm in a container. What I had as an experience in the past, it was so negative, I need to put it in a container. Or it was so great, I had such a great experience that I'm just going to hold on to that experience and I'm going to put the seed of more in a package, in a bag. I'm going to contain it. I'm going to hold on to it so tight that I don't realize that there's another opportunity for growth. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to look at the containers that we've created. We had a fantastic experience in the past. It was wonderful. We've been in relationships with someone. We went on a great date. We got hired by a great company. We started our business. We did something. We went to school. We had an experience. It was fantastic. And now we're holding on to that moment in the past as if it was the end all be all. That's the container. You see, our past experience, that great thing that happened, wasn't supposed to be the end of you. It was an experience that gave you a seed for something greater. And flip side, look, I get it. There's some things in life that go wrong. There's some things in life that just don't go according to plan. I was married. I'm not married anymore. I didn't plan on being divorced. I didn't get married thinking one day I'm going to be divorced. No, I didn't. No, I didn't plan that. But it happened. Right? I was exercising one day and I was working out and I was lifting a lot of weight. And then one day when I was lifting this weight, I injured myself. Over time, I developed a hernia and it began to grow. I didn't plan on having a hernia, but it happened. Didn't go according to plan, but it happened. Sometimes we go through abuse, sometimes we go through being mistreated. Sometimes we go through, I went through periods of low self-esteem where I would walk down the hallways of school with my head down because I was so ashamed of my face that I didn't want to be seen. It was an experience. It wasn't what I desired, but it was an experience. And guess what? That experience left me with some seeds. What are those seeds? The story. Your story is a seed. What you learned is a seed. What you felt, what you experienced is a seed. You can do something with all of that. That moment that you felt so great in life, that was an experience that left you with a seed. And guess what? Out of that seed, you know what you get to grow? Greater experiences. How do I know that? Well, there's something really simple and true about seeds. Seeds reproduce after their own kind. If I go and if I can tend to these watermelon seeds and cultivate them and activate them so that they can grow, you know what I'm expecting? Bananas. That's right. If I plant these watermelon seeds, I expect to grow bananas. And you probably think right now, Brian is tripping. What is he talking about? Well, I said that just to be contrary, because we already know if I plant a watermelon seed, I'm anticipating watermelon. You see, whatever you plant in your life, whatever you decide, whatever seed you decide you're going to cultivate based off of the experience that you had, you can look for that thing to develop itself. If you take after that great relationship, after you went on that fantastic date, after you've been having this wonderful time with your spouse or relationship partner, if you take the seeds of that experience, how good it feels, and you say, you know what, I'm going to take this experience and I'm going to plant it into the future so that we can cultivate this into having more experiences. You know what kind of experiences you can look for? Joy and love and whatever it is that you're planting. You see, your seeds of life, they are the opportunities for what you desire to see. What you want, plant that. It is, we're heading into spring. Right? And so here in Pennsylvania, it's going to start getting warm. We're going to start planting. We're going to start growing things. But I want to plant what I want to grow. When I plant it, I'm not expecting the harvest at that moment. When I plant it, I'm expecting the work and the effort at that moment. When you plant something, you can expect and anticipate effort. What you plant is going to give you an opportunity to work because what you desire is going to require that you work it. You want greater love? Plant a seed, work it, cultivate it, grow it. You want to go back to school and then obtain some degrees or some other greater level of knowledge? Okay, that's your seed. I want to go back to school. I want to gain knowledge. Okay, great, fantastic. Plant that seed and then work it. See, your idea, your experience, everything that you're going through, that is potential. That's all this is. All these seeds, they're only potential. They're potential that has barriers between what they are now and the fulfillment. Check this out. Let's just look at our lives real quick. Let's just imagine that we're these seeds. These seeds are inside of a package. Okay? So we know it's not going to grow. But inside this package, there are seeds. And seeds are fantastic, but seeds are just seeds. What we really want is the potential that's within the seed. So the seed, the covering, the shell, that's a barrier. This package is a barrier. My mindset is a barrier because guess what? As long as I leave these seeds inside this house, I am preventing them from becoming what they could be. So my mindset is a barrier. If I don't take action and take them and remove them from this place and put them outside, my lack of action is a barrier. See, there are some things, it applies to all of us. What is the barrier that's keeping you from becoming your greatest self? Is it lack of action? Is it mindset? Is it the unwillingness to open up? See, we got to open up. I have to tear this package. I have to open it up so that the seed can get into the right environment. And what's on the inside, the potential on the inside, can become so frustrated with being trapped within this shell that it says, oh, heck no, I'm breaking out of this. That's what we got to do. You have to become so frustrated with being only a shell of yourself that you say, oh, no, I'm breaking out of this. You have to become so frustrated with your relationship just being mediocre that you say, I am not doing this. This relationship needs to up level. We need to break this shell and go to a greater level. Your business, your ideas, your dreams, they're just waiting for you. They're waiting for you to become so frustrated that you break the shell. Lacey says this, it's easier said than done. And I 100% guarantee you that that is correct. Everything. I think this is a fantastic segment because I think it's so true because everything is easier said than done. It's way easier to talk about planting these seeds. The moment that I decide that I'm really going to do it, I have to now tear. That's an effort. I have to now transfer them. That's effort. I have to now prepare soil. That's effort. But guess what? It's easier said than done, and the reward is greater than none. I just made that up. That was kind of catchy, right? So it's easier said than done, but the reward that you gain is greater than none. Because if you don't do it, you get no reward. If you don't put in the work, you get no reward. So let me ask you, do you want to simply have potential, or do you want to have fruit? Do you want a watermelon, or do you want watermelon seeds? Because let me just tell you something. If you hold on to these watermelon seeds, you know what you've deprived yourself of? You've deprived yourself of watermelon. You deprive yourself of the work that it would take to grow it. And let me just show you something. You've deprived yourself of more seeds. This one watermelon seed contains how many more watermelon? Because this one seed has a watermelon, at least one watermelon within it. But that watermelon has at least, let's just say, 20 more seeds in it. This seed, what you have going on in your life, that seed, your potential, is holding within it the possibilities for your life that are endless. If you would just do something with the one thought that you have, forget all the rest of them. If you would do something with your one thought, your one seed, you know what that would do for your life? Do you know what is waiting for you on the other side of you putting in the effort for your one idea? So many people, oh, I just want to I just need some good ideas. I need a lot of ideas. No, you don't. You need one. You have one idea. So my eyes get dried out doing this. But so you do something with the one idea. Do something with one idea. Don't even worry about having two. Do something with one. Plant your one. Grow your one. Develop your one every day. And see what happens. See what happens with the one thing. Don't overwhelm yourself, but just take action. So, purpose. Discovering purpose, not concealing purpose, means you got to get yourself out of this package. Get yourself out of the place of your limitations. I'm going to ask you, I'm even going to beg you to destroy your limitations. That's what this package is. It's a limitation. As you see your limitations, I'm going to ask you to destroy them. What's possible? What's possible for you if you get out of the package? I'm like, you can stay in the package and you're just a fancy maraca. But you don't want to be that. What if the one idea needs others to make it happen? Let me just tell you, the one idea needs others to make it happen. Let's go into that real quick. So the seed, I can take it out. I can put it on the desk, right? I can take it out, put it on the desk. It'll never become a watermelon. Why? Because it needs the right environment. It needs something. Whatever your dreams are, whatever your hopes are, whatever you have in your mind as a thought, it needs the right environment. But guess what? It also needs you to start working to get it there. So here's your limitation. The limitation would be, I would do this if I had, don't do that. Don't do that, because that's going to automatically stop you. So if you have an idea, then start working and start walking with the idea. You start saying, okay, I have an idea. I want whatever your idea is. You can put it in the in the comments, because we can walk through. All right, what's your next step? See, the next step isn't, oh, I have seeds, I need to get into the garden. No, the next step is, I have seeds, I need to open the package. I have something within me. I need to start opening up the my mindset to the fact that I have something within me. Now, as I start realizing that I have something within me, then I can start asking the question, where can I go with this? Where can this be nurtured? What does this idea need? What does this seed need? Okay, the seed needs soil. All right, where can I find soil? The more you start becoming curious to meaning not, cover, meaning conceal yourself, as the more you become more curious about discovering your gift, then guess what you get to do? You'll ask more questions that lead you to answers that produce more questions. So you become curious. What environment do I need? I want to be in a band. Okay. Perhaps what environment would be conducive for me becoming a musician? Where do musicians hang out? Right? If I want to be a musician, I'm not going to Antarctica. That might not be the spot. But there may be a different environment that I can get into to become a musician. When I played baseball, you know who I hung around? Baseball players. You know who I watched on TV? Baseball players. Why? I wanted to play baseball. I didn't hang out so much with football players. They had a different mentality. Yeah, it's sports. But I wanted something specific. I wanted to be a baseball player. See, you want to be, let's say, I want to be a husband. You know who I hang out with? I'm gonna hang out and talk with husbands. Why? Because they have a different mentality than dudes that just want to be boyfriends. See, boyfriend mentality and husband mentality are not the same. See, husbands talk husband things. Dads talk dad things. So when you start to have an idea, you say, ask yourself, what environment does my idea need to be in order for it to be nourished? Seeds. Your idea is a seed. You want your relationship to thrive? Get around thriving relationships. You want to have greater romance? Get around people that are experiencing greater romance. Go get greater romance books. Go to greater romance trainings. Whatever you want, there is an environment that's conducive to producing life for your dreams. Whatever it is that you want. If you want to go to the moon, I would suggest you go hang out around NASA or somebody with a rocket. What happens if you need to take a difficult class? Take it. What happens if you need to do a difficult thing? Do it. Muscles aren't built unless you have resistance. Your strength won't grow unless you challenge them. Like, you got to challenge. And so the difficult thing, here's what I oftentimes say. If you don't do your dream, you're going to live a life that has to sit there. You're going to live with your voice, constantly hearing it, talk about why you didn't do it. And that's going to be hard because you won't be able to get away from your own voice. That's going to be hard. So that's going to be hard. But doing the thing, planting the garden, is going to be hard. In a few days, I'm going to start planting these seeds, which means I'm going to be humping wheelbarrows of manure that has turned into soil back from Poop Mountain to the garden. I wheeled it all the way out there, dumped it, it composted over the past years, and now I'm gonna have to bring it all the way back. Right? So now I'm gonna bring it all the way back. I'm gonna have to shovel it all out. Now it's gonna be work. So that's gonna be hard as well. I have to build the flower beds. That's gonna be hard. It's gonna be hot. I'm gonna have to water it. I have to pay attention to it. There's gonna be a lot of effort. It's gonna be hard. But The heart of regret to me is way harder than the effort. For me personally, knowing that time is ticking away, knowing that we're not promised like forever moments, that for me, the effort is worth it. So we get to think, all right, I don't want to live with the regret. I listen, I've lived and had to hear my own voice in my own head telling me stuff. Why aren't you doing it? You should do it. Why are you afraid? Having that dialogue on the inside. I would rather do the hard thing and develop the muscles, develop the story, develop the experience, have the experience. Life is about having experiences. So, like, go for it. Go for it. Just have the experience because you can, right? Just have it. And like, I think this idea that things are hard, I think it's so relative. I think it's so relative. In the grand scheme of things in the world, the things that we oftentimes call hard, I don't know if they really are. I think sometimes we're just, we're not willing to pay the full price. We're trying to get our dreams at a bargain basement discounted rate. But our dreams should be great enough and worthy of the effort that we deem to be hard. Now, I think some other things are hard, right? People in countries all around this world, they're at war. They're barely have enough in their economic system to sustain themselves. I think they're living hard. I don't know that I've ever seen a real hard day personally. I mean, I know I've been through some struggles, but when I really think about it, I'm like, wait, no, no, no. There's some stuff that people go through. And so now I start to rethink it. I start to rethink things. How about for me, if I can break through what I deem to be hard, what opportunities will I have to serve people that are going through something that is hard too? See, here's what I think. If this seed, back to the seed, if this seed doesn't get an opportunity to break through and become if it doesn't get to become the radish, you know what happens? Someone that needs a radish to eat can never have a radish because it never became. What about you? What if you never become? Who won't be nourished? What if your dream never happens? Who will miss out on the answer that you're carrying? Think about that. What if the seed is a solution for someone else? You know me, I like cookies. I like cookies. What if the person that thought up chocolate chip cookies never put together a recipe? Do you know what I would have been deprived of? I would have been deprived of cookies and milk. I would have been deprived of cookies with ice cream sandwiches. I would have been deprived of romantic moments. Hey, babe, let's make some cookies together. Come on now. It may seem kind of silly, right? When you think about it, like, wait a second. They're just cookies, but they're not. Whoever came up with that recipe opened up a world of opportunities for so many cookie related experiences because they made the cookie. What is your seed that someone is waiting for? Hopefully, for somebody, the seed of me showing up and sharing some words makes an impact on your life where you go out and you say, I'm going to show up and I'm going to do my thing too. See, I think this is a seed. Like, okay, I'm getting to make a deposit into the soil of your life. But what's the purpose? The purpose is that the seed of hope, the seed of love, the seed of encouragement being deposited into your life is not supposed to remain a seed. It's supposed to be activated in the soil of your life so that you produce whatever it is that's in you. Whatever it is. Whatever measure of life that is in you that causes you to grow, that's what it's for. That's why we need one another. So there we go. It's time to unpack it. You're not meant to be a maraca. You got to get it out. Get your idea out. Get your dream out. Get your seed into the earth. Start working it. Believe it. That's the only reason. And let me just tell you, you plant that seed, and I'm going to tell you what's going to happen. You're going to get more seed. You plant one seed, you're going to get exponentially more seeds back. And here's why. Seed is given to the sower. All right? Go help your pregnant wife. We're about to shut it down anyway. Seed is given to the sower. Meaning, you plant one seed, the return is good job. Way to be faithful. Way to take care of it. In return, here are more seeds. Because you were faithful over your one, you now have more. Have a fantastic night, everybody. I appreciate you being here. You all inspire me. You encourage me, and I'm excited for what this month is going to be. Thanks for kicking off March with me. Let me pray for you, Father. Thank you for this day that you've made. Thank you for your blessings. Thank you for each person that is here, for their life, for their purpose, for their potential, and for the plan that's going to take them from where they are to seeing the fulfillment of their life being achieved. I pray that someone's life would be blessed. I pray that someone would be encouraged. I pray that someone would have new hope. I pray that someone would be strengthened and that they would say, you know what? I'm just going to tear open this package of my life. I'm going to get outside of this container that I've created for myself, and I'm going to break this shell, and I'm going to become whatever I can become. I pray that someone is so fired up tonight that they go out and they just start working on some stuff right now, believing that they take swift action, believing that they can achieve. I pray that love overtakes them. I pray that they are surrounded by people that would encourage them. I pray that they are built up, they are strengthened. I pray that each step, each action that they take to move forward is one that causes their cup to be even filled even more so that they can continuously continue to reproduce. So I pray for an accelerated process. I pray that as they plant seeds, they're going to see development happening immediately. And I pray that someone smiles. And I pray that someone celebrates taking action. I pray that someone's heart is made whole. Someone's heart is healed. I pray that people's physical situations begin changing. Their mental states begin changing. That they start seeing hope and an abundance of it. Thank you in advance for each and every person that is here live and those that are watching on replay. I pray blessings upon them as they go forward. And I thank you in advance for what is going to be done. In Jesus' name, amen. All right. Thanks so much, everybody, for being here, for hanging out, kicking off month of March, the month of March. Have a fantastic night. It's time to get moving, right? Do something with your seeds. Don't talk yourself out of it. Don't sell yourself short. You're not meant to live in a package. It's time for you to get out. Start doing it. I appreciate you all. My name is B.A. Shepherd, 2 P's, A-R-D, reminding you to be a shepherd. The world has enough sheep. I love you much. Good night. See ya.